Hi friends, welcome to week 2 of Summer Splash, and this week's driving question, along with Unit 10 that we're doing, is what I have on the board. You remember these from when you were in class with your teachers this year. Where do scientific discoveries lead us? Now this is our writing video for the week, and you might be wondering, how in the world is this going to all relate? But I think it's wonderful how the reading and writing go together. Where do scientific discoveries lead us? You're going to be finding a topic that interests you, writing a driving question for it, and then seeing what you want to find out more about on this topic and why. And I say all that because I'll share with you this week, I have a video on the Ferris wheel. This is a great story of the invention of the Ferris wheel and how it came about and why it came about, and how they used electricity on it to light it up and make it absolutely amazing. And I read this story to you on some other videos that you're welcome to go to and watch. I'll share the link. But I also have another book that's really interesting called They All Laughed. I don't know if you've seen this book before, but it's the story of a lot of inventions, of scientific discoveries, and how they've led to things that we use every day. The light bulb. This one that I just read is about the microwave, and I'm not going to read it all, but listen to some of it. It says, from a melted candy bar to microwaves, one sometimes finds what one is not looking for. Next time you nuke a bag of Orville Redenbacher, you'll be repeating an experiment that heralded the dawning of the age of microwave cooking. Almost 50 years ago, in 1946 to be exact, one of the great minds in the history of electronics accidentally invented microwave popcorn. Shortly after World War II, Percy L. Spencer, electronic genius and war hero, was touring one of his laboratories at the Raytheon Company. Spencer stopped in front of a magnetron, the power tube that drives a radar set. Suddenly, he noticed that a candy bar in his pocket began to melt. Now, most of us would have thought, if we're in Texas, well, it's melting because it's in my pocket and it's very hot out here. But not Spencer. Spencer never took anything for granted. During his 39 years with Raytheon, he patented 120 inventions. So this is interesting to see. So here's a picture of him by one of the first microwaves. They obviously had to be scaled down for us to use them in our home. Then for a while they were afraid of leaking from microwaves, so they had to be very careful. And he practiced with exploding food, and it even says he cut a hole in a tea kettle, put an egg in there, put the Raytheon tube near it, and he wasn't sure what was happening. He looked in and the egg exploded in his face. So he figured out he took all of these mistakes, the candy bar melting, the egg exploding in his face, using his knowledge, and it says Spencer had created the first documented microwave mess, an experiment to be inadvertently repeated by countless thousands of microwave cooks. He had also shown that microwaves had the ability to cook foods quickly. Legend has it that this demonstration was reproduced before unsuspecting members of Raytheon's board of directors who had trouble visualizing exactly what microwaves could do to food. The ensuing egg shower convinced the board of directors to invest in the high-frequency dielectric heating apparatus, patented in 1953. So that's pretty cool. So scientific discoveries leading to things that we need and use. In our word study, the mules being replaced by the streetcars. So scientific discoveries improving our way of life or not improving, doing too much, not doing enough. There's so many discussions and debates that can be had here. So I want you to think about a scientific discovery that interests you. Maybe something simple that we use now at home. Maybe a microwave. Or maybe it's something with the weather. We read about the storms, the hurricanes, the tornadoes. They wrote poetry about those things to help you gather ideas, even the Ferris wheel. Maybe cotton candy. Maybe there's a food that you like that, how did they come to that? The story of bubble gum is so interesting. I love reading the story of bubble gum and how that came about and was invented. I'm going to include in the video this resource right here on how to gather ideas, how to brainstorm ideas, and what to do with them, and how to generate ideas. So use this week to come up with an idea that interests you, that you could find out how it relates. I see the jellyfish on my Apple TV screen. They are using things in jellyfish to help with medical research. And they're coming up with ways that they're finding some cures to cancers that they use things from the jellyfish. So there's so many interesting things. You could just pick an object around the house, the iPad even, and research how the iPad is invented. Anything with technology, with books, it's your choice. There's no right or wrong. Just find something that interests you and then maybe research and discover how it came about. After all, you might come up with something that everyone laughs at eventually too, and then you get the last laugh because it's so amazing. So think about that this week and share with me. I'll put on Google Classroom where you can share with me your topic and what interests you about that and what you want to find out more about. Have a great week.